My great honour to introduce our first feature. Most of you know, I think most of you, not all of you know him already actually. Mr. Timothy Shay, I'm going to read his bio, was born in Hamilton, Ontario on February the 16th, 1952. He has lived in northern and western Canada for most of his life. He's lived in Nelson, BC for 40 years and currently resides in Vancouver. He has 3 daughters and 4 grandchildren, and is very active in the development of community writing events, cultural events, and performance opportunities for young writers. Mr. Shay has published in many magazines, including Fiddlehead, Scrivener, Grain, Repository, Nebula, CV2, The Rolling Stone, West Coast Review, This Magazine, New West Review, CBC Anthology, and has 1 book, This Cabin as the SS Titanic, and 5 chapbooks. He is currently the editor of Horsefly Literary Magazine, and has hosted monthly open mics of poetry for the last 21 years in Nelson, BC. He currently hosts the Hogan's Alley Open Poetry Readings in Vancouver's Chinatown. So please welcome Mr. Timothy Shay.
Good evening. The audience is spread out all the way up to the barbecues up there. So. Are you sure? Okay. Let's see. Okay, I've got a loud voice anyways, so I'll just stand back a bit. This poem, I'm going to read a few poems. This one's fairly new. I read it at Mashed Poetics a few months ago. Mashed Poetics is an event in Vancouver where they assign a song from a pop album, and then you have to write off the theme of the song, and a band plays the song and you read your poem. So I got a song called Just a Girl by a band called No Doubt. Just a girl. When my grandmother raised a daughter and a neighbor's leftover son during the decade-long Great Depression outside Pilot Mound, Manitoba, without a cent, but with a green garden and some chickens, a sewing needle, and lived in a 10 by 10 wooden shed, sheltered from dust by a windbreak of rattling trees she'd planted, the stuttering wind called She's Just a Girl. When I was 3 and my drunken father tumbled in from work all sweat and anger, called my mum chattel and called her cooking crap, choked her with his stony fists, my grandmother, visiting, emerged from the other room, tiny as a worn fence post, struck back, reached up and gently tapped him on his shoulder, and surprised he turned and she sent an uppercut into his eye, blackening it from socket to drop jaw. And down he sat and wept in a chair, a bad boy corrected, and always humble in her presence ever after, because she was just a girl. When my youngest daughter at 2.5 disappeared from the barbecue party, and sent the neighborhood searching, the road, the vast forest above us, calling out, "Emma, Emma, Emma," and the RCMP were called, came to join the search, and then I found her sitting like a tiny Rodin sculpture on a rock, deep in the drapes of Emily Carr's forest. She looked up and said, "Dad, leave me alone, I'm thinking." And she was just a girl then, and my other daughter with children and suicide husbands and trailer court woes rose up and juggled it all by herself, battled a different kind of depressed world. She was just a girl covering her beauty in a warrior face. And then my eldest daughter, tiny and delicate, sparred with men for a year in a Kelowna gym and fought the first professional boxing match between women in BC, live on BC TV, just to make sure the BC Women's Boxing Federation could occur, puffed up on the front page like a giant Concord grape, She never fought again, staking sports territory she'd won for other women, then left for Japan to learn the perfect arrangement of flowers. Just a girl. And when I meditate and see the love of women surrounding me, grandmothers, mothers, daughters, lovers, the greatest value and security, the best memories and lessons at this juncture in my lengthening life, when I hear their voices, their deepest care, their patient resistance of weaker male fear, I swear they're all just girls all around the girly world. Everything here comes from them, and everything returns to the mother again. And she's just a girl in pink or blue, or you, or sitting next to you, just a bindi and a yantra, just the ruler of all tantra. All the men like muddy water in the hoof print of a cow, and compared, just a girl, all oceans and seas, moving now in dance with the grandmother moon. Just a girl, why we breathe, who lifts us up in our death, who delivers us each life to breath. Just a girl, Om Krim Kali Amana. Just a girl, Om Krim Kali, Om Krim Kali. Just a girl, Kali, Kali, Kali.